Everyone's aware of how well their job pays or doesn't, but there isn't a lot of planning going into, first of all, understanding your lifetime earnings, and second of all, doing something to address it. The cost of living has skyrocketed in the last few years, and everyone's feeling the pinch. But especially those who haven't planned their career, plan to make sure they understand their career path and how that career path will offer them a lifetime earnings that supports the life they want to live. Maybe you want to buy a house, invest, have kids, travel. Whatever it is, your lifetime earnings will dictate the quality of your life. Now, that's not totally true because happiness comes from lots of different factors, but if you don't make enough to support a basic life, which is the truth for so many people today, you will want to listen to this video, and I'm going to give you some very specific tips to help you figure out where you are in the marketplace, what your lifetime earnings look like today, and what they could look like if you planned to do a few simple things to make yourself more marketable, to create a better negotiation standpoint, and to find the job that makes you both happy and supports a lifestyle that can also make you happy. How to actually calculate your lifetime earnings. Well, the lucky thing is there are some simple applications that can help you do that, and in my blog, and I'll put a link below, I give you access to all of the information and actually how to calculate your lifetime earnings. It can be a real eye-opener to see how big that number is. But more importantly, it helps you understand in the job you're in right now, with the projected number of years you're going to work, how much can you expect to make in your lifetime. But you know, there's also something you need to keep in mind. Those projections are very basic. They need to be because everybody's different. Let's talk about some of the things that can impact the standard lifetime earnings number. Is your job stable, and is your salary increase stable? If those factors are variable, you'll need to notch it down and take a more conservative number. Many of us think we're going to work full-time for all of our working years, but things can change. You might lose your job, have a health issue that takes you out of the workplace for a while, or you might decide to have children and need some childcare years. In addition to that, as you get older like me, you might have years where you need to take care of aging parents. Now, that may not bring your salary down to zero, but it may impact your salary growth or your base. Another downside I hate to bum you out with, but your salary is likely to level off. Data shows this, that about 20 years in advance for women and 10 years in advance of retirement for men, your salary will level off. So those growth rates won't continue. If you're in a senior management position, you may still see growth, but if you're in a lower level position by the time you get closer to your retirement years, do expect it to level off. So it's best to figure out what could happen and reduce the number of years you think you're going to make that salary, and then make notes about that. By making a few adjustments, you might get a better picture of your lifetime earning. But there's some good news. You don't have to stay in the job you're in if it's not serving you from both a job satisfaction perspective, a career path perspective, and also a lifetime earnings perspective. You can orchestrate your own path. So now let's talk about that. How can you orchestrate your job by treating it like a project? Well, check out this card. So the first thing you want to do is kick off your project. Imagine your dream job. Then base it on facts and looking at a dream job in your area and seeing how much does it pay, what does it require, and how well you fit that job today. After you've kicked off your visualization and done your research, you want to plan the goals and the milestones. You know, you can't just go from A to Z. You've got to take steps along the way to make a difference in your career. And how do you do that? Making a plan. And I'll leave a link to how to make a simple plan so that you can create a very simple plan of how you create a learning plan. Learning on the job, taking a class, getting a certification. How you build your CV so that it's ready if you get that job promotion or that offer coming from another company. You want to be ready when opportunity knocks. Execution. You want to get all the experience you can in the job you already have. Learn the next job up or the next job over to help in your career path planning, and make sure your manager knows your plan, even helps you build your promotion and activation plan for your career. And then you want to monitor and control. That's a big thing project managers do. You want to look at your success, check your milestones so far, how far have you come, and also it's not bad to do from time to time a little market check. Is your industry going down or going up? Maybe you want to check to see if your career path is still viable at your company or at another. And another thing I like to check is how viable is your career path in the industry. If you have a job like engineer, accountant, project manager, or even nurse, You can do that in lots of different industries. So check where your industry roadmap is and see, is it time to move industries but stay in the same kind of career path? And then with every project comes closure. And in that closure, you want to first assess how you did, calibrate for your next steps if you need them, and really celebrate that you took ownership of your career, your lifetime earnings, and the path you needed to get there. So let's ask a simple question. Are you already maximizing your earnings potential? Well, a simple way to go through that is a little checklist. Let me give that to you here. Are you results oriented? Are you already showing your employer that you're ready for your next promotion or a raise? Are you a lifelong learner? Are you continuously learning on the job to improve yourself? Are you indispensable? You want to be indispensable to the company, important enough that they wouldn't want to lose you, but you don't want to necessarily be indispensable in your job. You want to be promotable. And if they feel like, you know what, Sally's doing that job great in the clerical department, we need a good clerk. You don't want to be the clerk forever, Sally. So don't fall into that trap. Be indispensable to the company, but not necessarily to the role. Are you easy to work with? You want to be sociable, have a good working relationship with your teammates, and be a team player. Are you engaged at work? And by that I mean, are you present, but also are you connecting with other people? Be ready. Promotions and raises don't come often, so be ready when they do. First of all, if you're getting a raise, be sure to know the number you think you should be getting. Be reasonable, but also be ready to ask for more if it's appropriate, and tell them why. Have your elevator pitch clear. You need to show that you have the capabilities by communicating that you have those capabilities and outcomes as well. And also create a career plan so that you'll know if the promotion that comes down the pipe is one you actually want, and again, the kind of salary you should be looking for. Especially in an imbalanced world, it's important, if you think you're a person who gets undervalued, to make sure you know the value of the position and of the work you're being asked to do. I think you'll find this structured approach is really helpful to making your dreams a reality, and I hope you do that. So if you want more information, check out the link to my blog below to get more details on those websites I talked about. Check out this video if you want to work on your visualization of your potential future, and check out this video if you want to build your financial acumen. And I'll see you next time on projectskillsmentor.com. Bye-bye, everybody.